Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Ariyantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Uvajjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Samanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhayanti Yoginam. Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namah. Namah Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chit Sabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Ajnanatimirandhanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayavanta Varto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane अहो उपकार जिनवरनो कुंदनो ध्वनि दिव्यनो जीन कुंद ध्वनियाप्य अहो ते गुरु काननो अहो ते भगवती मातनो ध्रुव अचलने अनुपम गति पामेल सर्वे सिद्धन वंदी कहो सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्राव्रत करे हूँ एक शुद्ध सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय खरे कहीं अन्य ते मारू जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी अरे जम नेत्र ते मज ज्ञान नथी कारक नथी वेदक अरे जाने ज कर मोदय निरजरा बंद ते मज मोक्ष ने ओम नमः सिद्धेभ्यो ओम नमः सिद्धेभ्यो ओम श्री शुद्धात्माने नमः Jai Jirendra. Today is November 1st, 2017, Wednesday, and we are continuing our discussion on Samaysar. We have so far, I think close to 3 years, we have finished 12 stanza, and we also did the revision for 2 classes for up to 12 stanza, what those 12 stanza means. And we have done that one last week, and now we are proceeding further to go to the next level. So, what is happening now? We are entering the 13th stanza. As we said last time, 1 to 12 stanza is a pithika. Pithika means base, means introduction, means what the Acharya Bhagavan says, what am I going to talk about? What kind of subjects I'm going to talk about, what I want you to be aware about it. So those are those preliminary things that he instilled in us, and we went very slowly but surely. We made the progress, and now that we have basis ready, we are able to understand what exactly Samaysar wants to convey to me. And that's what is essential. Now the 13th stanza is coming, and the 13th stanza onwards, now he's going to take little speed to tell us what is happening and how to obtain the pure nature of soul and all kind of things. As we said before, Kunkundacharya Dev wrote down Samaysar close to 50 AD. And when he wrote down on a palm leaves with a needle, palm needle. And if you see the picture of Kunkunacharya there, that he's sitting and he's writing, and when he's using the palm needle, there was a lots of time it was going in the hand, it was giving bleeding also to him. Some people collected this literature, and it was preserved. And as a result, now we know today, 2000 years down the road, what exactly he meant to say. In fact, Kunkunacharya, they did not write anything till he went to Mahavida Kshetra. This is the Jambudvip in the center of the middle world. And in Jambudvip, lower half is a southern part, upper half is a northern part, and in between there is Mahavida area of Mahavida Kshetra. We live in the Bharat Kshetra, which is a lower area. Upper area is a Airavat Kshetra, and in between is a Mahavida Kshetra. He had capacity to travel through the air. Kunkunacharya Dev had a capacity. But remember that there are 64 types of capacities are there in the literature that monk can have it. Doesn't mean he's always using it. He's only going to use it for certain occasion when his dire need for it is there. For example, Vishnu Kumar Muniraj, he was meditating, and at that time he was being told that 700 Muniraj in his kingdom are getting burned alive. And he says, what can I see? I'm so far away. And somebody say, you have the capacity to become a giant person. So he raises his hand and suddenly it just becomes a bigger hand. So this kind of things that even Muniraj was not aware that he had that kind of extraordinary capacity. So Kunkunacharya, they had a capacity to travel through the air, travel through the space. So from here, Bharat.
Wait, so Kirit uncle, did that Muniraj prevent those deaths, or what did he end up doing?
On Vishnu Kumar Muniraj, he went from the mountainous jungle area. He comes down to that kingdom, which is in Hastinapur, and the king who was doing all this crazy thing, that he was doing some kind of a holy yagna. That holy yagna, and he completed that holy ceremony, and he said that he's very happy, and everybody, all the people can come and get the gift from him. So this Vishnu Kumar comes, and he comes as a very short person. It's called Vaman, means a short person. And he tells the king, his name is Bali. He says to Bali, can you give me the land for 3 steps only? Basically 3 feet. And the Bali says, what kind of things you are asking? 3 steps only, 3 feet only? And Vishnu Kumar said, yes. He said, okay, I give you. As soon as he said yes, then Muniraj, Vishnu Kumar, he became giant. And he put the first step into the whole Jambudvip. Second step, he put it into the all the way up to the Pushkarvardvip. And then he says, where can I put my 3rd foot now? Come on, Bali, tell me. Can I put it on your head? And Bali realized that he had made a big mistake. So Muniraj says that, listen, you are burning those 700 Muniraj. Please stop that. So it was stopped. And from that day onward, Raksha Bandhan, the occasion started. In a month of Shravan, in the 15th day of Shravan, full moon day, it's called Raksha Bandhan, and it has been holy occasion, and we Jains celebrate because Vishnu Kumar helped those 700 Muniraj. Here, Kunkunacharya Dev went to Mahavida Kshetra, and he went to the Samaysar of Simandar Swami. And he had some questions, spiritual questions, and he gets the answer from assembly of preaching from Simandar Swami. Now he comes back to Bharat, then he creates these literatures. So this literature, he has said that I'm writing this literature because I read through the scripture which are coming in the lineage of the Acharya Devs. Second thing, I also listen to my gurus and everything. Third thing, I have listened this thing from the omniscient Lord, Simanda Swami. And fourth thing, I had the experience of the true nature of the soul also. And that's why I'm writing. And so it becomes authentic. So that's why Samaysar is very, very important. Samaysar, Pravanchasar, Niyamsar, Ashtapaur, Panchastika, those are the scriptures are very, very helpful because they are coming from these discourses of the Simanda Swami directly. Having said that, these scriptures were created close to 50 AD or something like that. And after 1000 years, Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev came and he got this Samaysar and he got impressed and he wrote critics on it. When he wrote critics, and the way he has written all these things, it seems as if Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev entered into Kunkuna Acharya Dev's heart, and then he found out exactly what Kunkuna Acharya Dev was thinking when he created those stanzas. And so he did the critics on that basis. Plus, time to time, he realized that, there is need for extra stanzas to supplement what is happening, what is Kunkuna Acharya Dev wrote down. So he also inserted his own stanza in Samaysar, and they are called Kalash. Kalash means pinnacle of the temple. Temple is there on the okay, here is my temple here, for example. On the pinnacle of this is called Kalash. This yellow color Kalash. So that Kalash is there, it gives the it increases the beauty of the temple. Same way, this Samaysar Kalash that Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev wrote down increases value of Samaysar. So Samaysar total has 415 stanza, and Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev wrote down 278 Kalash time to time in between different stanzas. So we have the very first three stanzas, very first three Kalashes, where before Samaysar was starting, and we have gone through it, Namo Samaysaraya, Swanubhutya, Chakasate, Chitsabhavaya, Bhavaya, Sarva Bhavantara Chide, and those kind of three Kalashes, we already have gone through it before the first stanza. Then fourth Kalash was at the end of 12th stanza, it was summarizing. And now, prior to starting 13th stanza, he's writing three extra Kalashes now. And it gives kind of a warm-up for 13th stanza. So we will be talking about the fifth Kalash today, and then we will be proceeding further and see what happens. So I'll bring the slides over here now. Slideshow. Okay, so Samaysar stanza we are going to learn, and prior to the start of Samaysar stanza, Acharya Dev means the Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev writes down, હવે આચાર્ય શુદ્ધનયને પ્રદાન કરી નિશ્ચય સમ્યક્તનું સ્વરૂપ કહે છે. અશુદ્ધનયની પ્રધાનતામાં જીવાદિત તત્વના શ્રદ્ધાને સમ્યક્ત્વ કહ્યું છે. તો અહીં એ જીવાદિત તત્વને શુદ્ધનય વડે જાણવાથી સમ્યક થાય છે એમ કહે છે. ત્યાં ટીકાકાર એની સૂચના રૂપે 3 શ્લોક કહે છે. એમાં પહેલા શ્લોકમાં એમ કહે છે કે વ્યવહારને કથનચિત પ્રયોજન કયો હતો તો પણ તે કંઈ વસ્તુભૂત નથી. Now, what is happening here? He is giving introduction. What he says, he's writing 3 Kalashes prior to 13th stanza. He's discussing, now he says that we will be discussing pure nature of the soul from absolute point of view. For example, in 13th stanza, it says all 9 reals, all 9 elements, living, non-living, auspicious activity, inauspicious activity, inflow, bondage, stoppage, shading, and liberation. Jeev, Jeev, Pudgal, Punya, Pap, Asra, Ban, Samvar, Nijra, Moksha. Those are the 9 elements are there. But he says, I'm going to talk to you from absolute point of view. Remember, when we make the divisions, we said nine elements or 7 elements. If we take Punya Pap out, then it becomes 7 elements. So 7 elements to talk separately. This is called living being, this is non-living, this is inflow, this is bondage, this is shading, this is stoppage, and this is liberation. Those if we talk separately, then it becomes conventional point of view. But when we have all those 9 real, but then if we understand that behind those 9 real, there is a real element, eternal soul substance is hiding. And if I know that one, then I can get Samyak Darshan. So he says that now I'll be discussing about pure nature of the soul from absolute point of view. In the first slok, now he's going to throw 3 sloks. In first slok, he says the convention point of view was told to be useful from certain perspective. Indeed, it is not useful. Now, because he is putting the weight on the absolute point of view, so he says convention point of view, we don't worry about it, we don't care about it. So that's what he says. So there are going to be 3 kalashes prior to stanza number 13. Kalash number 5, which we are going to talk today, says that for the person who obtained complete purity, then convention point of view is not useful at all. And we'll be talking later on that one. Kalash number 6, it says, it describes the nature of the right faith from absolute point of view. And Kalash number 7 says that one who has taken refuge in the pure point of view has now obtained right faith, and the flame of purity is generated within. And this flame is separate from all the alien objects of the universe. Then this 13th stanza starts. So we'll be one at a time. We'll be going to 5, 6, and 7 kalashes, and then we'll try to understand what it means. Now, remember, while we are doing this one, Gurudev Kanji Swami has brilliantly did something nice. What he has done, he throws some of the things from the later part of the Samaysar. For example, after 415 stanza that Kunkun Acharya Dev completed, and Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev, thereafter he has written so many kalashis and everything. Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev said, you know, there is something that I wish to have listener or readers know about it. So what did he say? He said that on all the 415 stanza, we kept on saying that the soul is a knowledge, and knowledge is a soul, soul is a knowledge, and knowledge is a soul. And there are infinite attributes besides knowledge. So I don't want, Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev says, I don't want somebody to walk out with the idea that there is only knowledge is an attribute present in the soul. So now he writes some appendix. And in that appendix, so many things are written. And one of the most important thing in the appendix is called 47 Shakti, 47 powers, 47 specific attributes of the soul. So besides knowledge, there are so many other attributes that he is going to describe. And Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami, he has done brilliantly. Few of those 47 powers, he keeps on inserting time to time. Some of those things have come before, and they will be coming also over here. Now, we'll start this stanza here. We'll sing this one, and then we'll go through this stanza. Vyavaharanaya swad yadyapi praktadavya miha nihita padanam hanta hastavalamba tadapi paramamartham chitchamatkaram paravirahitamantaha pashyatam naisha kinchit. So this is the Kalash that Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev wrote down. So we'll go through some of the words, what it means, and then it will just make sense to us. Vyavaharanaya yadapi hastalambam syat means convention point of view is the instrumental cause. It does not come during the explanation of the it does come during the explanation of the subject matter to a student. We have seen in the 8th stanza of Samaysar, Vyavaharanai Abutartha Darsitsu, Bhasha Anarya Vinana Samajavi Shakaya Anarya Ne Vyavahara Vana Paramarthano Upadesa Ema Ashakyache. Means, to the illiterate person, you have to speak in his own language. To the illiterate people like us who have no experiencing of the soul, then Acharya Bhagwan speaks in our language. What language do I understand? I understand only conventional language. I don't understand the absolute point of view language. So the discourses are delivered in conventional point of view. So medium of presentation is conventional point of view. Here is a delivery of the subject, and here is a listener who is receiver of the subject. And between those two things, between those two entities, there is a convention point of view as a medium of explanation. So it does come during the explanation of the subject matter. Prakya dravya miha nihita padanam. One who is ignorant soul but wants to know the real nature of the soul, then for him it's okay to give discourses in convention point of view. People like us who are ignorant soul, who do not have right faith right now, who do not have samyak darshan, who do not have self-realization, but they are eager to learn something about it. They want to learn the nature of the soul and everything. So for those people, Acharya Bhagwan or the learned saint, they give us discourses in convention point of view. For example, it may say soul has a knowledge attribute, soul has a conduct attribute, soul has a faith attribute. Now, knowledge, faith, and conduct attributes and infinite attributes are in unity and in indivisible form in the soul. That indivisible form cannot be expressed. I went to some vacation. It was amazing. What does amazing means? Means nothing to you. Now you said, but describe what is amazing means. Then the person keeps on describing there were gardens and there are flowers and the weather was mild and food was great and all kind of things they describe. So that's called conventional point of view. So discourses are given in convention point of view. Hanta tadapi esham na kinchit means even though convention point of view is necessary to explain the ignorant being, it is still untrue. We already have seen in 11th stanza that the Vyavaharanai Abutartha Darshit Suddhane Bhutartha Che Bhutarthane Asrita Jeev Sudrashti Nishchaya Hoy. Means convention point of view is untrue. That's 11th stanza had told really specifically to us all those things. Then a few words were there, other words. Tadapi chit chamatkar matram paravirahitam paramam artham antah pashyatam. Still the one who has experienced his soul and obtained complete right faith and knowledge and conduct for him, Esha kinchitana. For him, this convention point of view does not serve any purpose. One who has experienced the soul and completely he is engrossed in his soul, means omniscient state. When one is reached to the omniscient state, then he has no value for convention point of view at all. There is no need for it. So that's what essence, that's what it is. Now, in 11th stanza, Jayachandji Pandit says, he said something about, to say about this convention point of view, that transmigratory souls have taken the side of convention point of view since time infinite. They are also discussing the same amongst each other. The scripture also notes convention point of view and describes a lot from the instrumental cause perspective. So there is lots of scripture has a convention point of view. You are also discussing among each other, and for many, since time infinite, I've been exposed to convention point of view only. But fruition of this convention point of view means there is infinite transmigration only. If from the convention point of view I do not progress to absolute point of view, then it is useless for me. Child has been said, bring the water. Daddy said, bring the water. Nothing happened. My son, bring the water. Nothing happened. Don't you listen to me? Can you bring the water? And son said, yes, Daddy. 3 times you say. 3rd time you became angry and you asked me to bring water. Did he hear that or not? Well, because he did not, he heard for sure, but he did not act on it. That means he did not hear. Similarly, when I listen to the discourses, I read the scripture and everything, but I don't put it into the action for me, then they are not good for me. And then it becomes just remains as a convention point of view, and the result is transmigration for me. So here I have to continue, and we have gone through 11 stanzas when Jayachandji Pandit has said that thing. Now, so what is the essence of Kalash 5? Essence of Kalash 5, it says, for ignorant soul, the convention point of view is important for explaining the real nature of the soul, because that's only the way the matter can be communicated from one to the other. But the teacher is aware that this convention point of view is an instrumental cause only. Through the convention point of view, attempt is made to convey the real nature of the soul. So it's important for this ignorant soul. Convention point of view is important for this ignorant soul. Now, this ignorant soul listens to these discourses of convention point of view. So here is a teacher who delivers a subject matter in convention point of view. There's a medium, convention point of view, and recipient here's convention point of view. But idea from teacher to the student is listen, but then don't follow. Means listen from the convention point of view, and then take the essence of it and try to go within and get the experiencing of the soul substance. That's the whole essence. Which aspirant soul has done it? Aspirant soul is a sadhak jiv. He has realized the soul, and now he's on his way ahead from 4th spiritual development state. He's going to go to 5th and 6th and 7th, and then after 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, and Siddha. So aspirant soul has understood, and he had put it into the action, and he has realized his soul. And while aspirant soul is progressing towards complete purity of his soul, when aspirant soul has experienced the nature of the soul, it remains transiently. That experience lasts only very, very transiently. And person comes out of this experience. Again, he tries to go within, and he stays a little bit longer, and again he comes out and keeps on doing that way, and ultimately he will remain engrossed in his eternal soul substance for 48 minutes non-stop. And once that thing is achieved, that means now he is on a 12th spiritual development state, and then within no time he's going to go to 13th spiritual development state. So Mahavir, Monk Mahavir, or Kunkun Acharya Dev, or Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev, or Gurudev Sri Kanji, they all are aspirant soul. They want to get engrossed within the soul non-stop for 48 minutes. So that takes, for Mahavir it took 12.5 years. For Rishabdev Bhagwan it took 1,000 years. For Malinath it took only 1 day. For Bharat Maharaj it took only 48 minutes. So there is lots of time differences are seen, but important take-home message: once one experiences the nature of the soul, then definitely he is going to get liberation in no time. 1, 3, 5, or 15 lives maximum. So that thing is happening. So aspirant soul is on the way to purify his soul completely. While he's doing that, at that time, he has partial impurity present. Remember we said that purity keeps on increasing by leaps and bounds, and impurity starts coming down. So purity keeps on going and impurity keeps on decreasing. So he has a mixed state. Aspirant soul is a mixed state. The purity is there partially and partial impurity is there. Partial impurity being there is called conventional point of view. And that conventional point of view.
That's
true. 1 second.
But then he went and he went.
Okay. So when aspirant soul has a purity, and purity he is aware of it, but whatever amount of impurity present within him, that is called convention point of view, and that is meant for knowing purpose. We learned that very clearly in 12th stanza, that for aspirant soul, convention point of view is for knowing purpose only. But the one who has achieved complete purity, he has achieved complete purity, now he is at his pinnacle, then he does not need any convention point of view, because he has no convention point of view left over. So for him, convention point of view does not serve any purpose, and that's the essence of Kalash 5. Having said that, now Gurudev Sri throws some curveball over here, and it gives us some different perspective. Gurudev Sri over here inserts a discussion on Bhav Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Now, what are those things? And there's also one more Shakti he talks about, is called a Prabhutva Shakti, which is a 8th or 9th Shakti. So he talks about Bhav Shakti, means self-induced causation, Shakti number 39. And Kriya Shakti means infinite power of re-engineering, Shakti number 40. And one more, as I said, Prabhutva Shakti means sovereignty, complete sovereignty. So those are the things that Gurudev has talked. So we'll touch those things, that what all these things, what he's trying to talk to us. So when we say Shakti number 39, 40, what are all those Shakti? So we will just quickly go through those things, and then we'll come to the essence of it. There are Jivatva, Chitti Shakti, Drashi Shakti, Gnan Shakti, Sukh Shakti, Virya Shakti, Prabhutva Shakti, Vibhutva Shakti, Sarvadasitva Shakti, Sarvagnatva Shakti, Prakash Shakti, Swachatva Shakti, and like that there are 47 Shaktis are there. So Gurudev Sri is going to take Supreme Sovereignty Shakti number 7 also, and 39 and 40 Shakti. Three things he's going to describe over here. So first thing, we should get familiar with these names. So this one, living consciousness, vision, knowledge, infinite happiness, creative power, supreme sovereignty, all pervasive, omnivision, omniscience, transparent reflection. So there are 16 Shaktis are here. And then another 16s are on this next slide, which of course you don't have to worry about it right now, but I can say Gurudev Sri, when he's doing his daily routine, first thing in the morning and at the time of going to sleep, he used to recite certain verses. And these 47 powers were one of those verses that he will be reciting. So he'll be saying, 17 is Agur Lagutva, 18 is Utpad Vedru, 19 is Parinam Shakti, 20 is Amur Tattvate, 21 is Akartutva. So that way he was reciting. Actually, Gurudev Sri was reciting 175 units that he was doing every day. So what are those things? 24 Bhagwan's name, that's 24. Then 5 number is a 5 celibate Tirthankar Bhagwan since childhood, since birth. And so 24 plus 5. Then he will talk about 6 of Vyaktana bowl. There are 6 bowls in which soul cannot be expressed completely. Those kind of things from stanza number 49. Then he will give 10 bowls of Srimad Ji, that Swadravya Adravyana Swadravya Pardravyana Bhinna Bhinna Juo, Swadravya Swadravya Rakshaktvarathi Thao, Swadravya Vyapaktvarathi Thao, Swadravya Dharaktvarathi Thao, Swadravya Ramaktvarat, like that kind of 10 bowls are there. Then first 16 stanzas of Samaysar in Prakrit, and then 20 bowls of Alingrahan from Pravachan stanza 172, and then this 47 powers, and then 47 partial point of view from Pravachan. So 175 units he'll be reciting every day in his routine. So these are the 32. And then this page coming, these are the things that we'll be talking, some of the things. 33 to 40 Shaktis will be quickly going through those kind of things, what they are and why they are. Actually, Gurudev has described only 39 Shakti and 48 Shakti, but 39 Shakti is called Bhav Shakti. 33 is also called Bhav Shakti. So there are so similarity between 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 that I thought it will be okay for us to go through quick revision of those things. Not quick revision, we have never done it, but at least they are easy to understand. We will try to go through it and we'll see how it goes through. Okay. All right. So now,
Kirit uncle?
yeah.
Just to confirm, the Surtali Sakti is given to us through Kunkundacharya or through
Yeah.
Amrut Chandacharya?
Amrut Chandracharya Dev wrote down. Amrut Chandracharya Dev wrote down, and the Gurudev Sri has given an absolute explanation to all those Shaktis in a fantastic way. 19 times he did Samaysar reading throughout his life. So 19 times he came to these Shaktis and everything, and all those things are recorded, and I mean all these things in the sense. Some of the later part of the Samaysar's lectures were recorded. So those things are available to all of us right now. You know? Okay. So we can go now. Our area of interest is this 39 and 42 Shakti only, because that's what Gurudev is describing in this section, in this stanza. So Bhav Shakti and Kriya Shakti, only 2 he is describing, but this Bhav Shakti also is a similar name over here. Then it goes Bhav, Abhav, Abhav, Bhav, then Bhav Shakti, Abhav Shakti. So, the names are kind of a similar looking, and we don't want to get confused. So we should have a pretty good idea what they meant. So we'll be talking about it. So now, as we said that this Bhav Shakti he has not described. Gurudev has not described this Bhav Shakti. He has described 39 Shakti, which is called Bhav. So 33 is Bhav, 39 is Bhav. Remember we said before that the words are limited and experiences are unlimited. And so sometimes words are there which are similar words, but then one has to understand from what perspective these things are being said, and so we can understand the real meaning of that sentence that somebody is speaking. So 33rd, which is Bhav Shakti, which is every substance has this power, means all the 6 universal substances, they have this power. This is called Bhav Shakti. And the actual name for Bhav Shakti, English name, I'll just throw you, I didn't have time to put it on name on it. Existence of present state. Bhav Shakti means existence of present state. So it is present in all the modes of every substance. In each substance, there is this capacity that is packed with its own present mode. That means this mode has its own absolute time of occurrence. The modes in the soul are packed. They are packed for infinite modes. They did originated in the past, and infinite will be originating in the future, and they all are packed and sitting in the soul substance. They all are sitting with their particular type of yogyata, means a specificity. They all have the label of specificity. So infinite modes, remember, one samay, blink of an eye, asankhyat samay pass by, 10 raised to 49 samay pass by in one blink of an eye. So now you can say infinite time from before and infinite time coming in the future means how many samay. And each samay has one mode. How many modes? Each and every mode are unique, different from the other modes. Can you imagine, can one imagine that infinite types of modes, and those infinite types of modes are all different? I'm angry at present, but that anger will dissipate and will become less and less and less, and tomorrow I want to become same type of anger, it won't come to me. Maybe it will come more intensity or less, but not the same intensity. So those kind of things are there. So every substance is packed with infinite modes within. This is they are occurring. Every substance has a mode occurring at a given moment. Right now, I'm talking. Right now, you're listening. So we have that listening mode and talking mode going on. At the same time, computer is showing the screen with the slide. So computer is own mode, and the camera is doing its own job, delivering the pictures to you. So camera has its own mode, computer is own mode, I have my own, you have your own. Every substance is, they have their own mode. And they do occur at a given time. So that's called Bhav Shakti. Means it is called existence of present state. In a present state, the mode did occur. At this time, this mode was supposed to come, it did come. So that is present state. If the present state is not present, then there is absence of substance by itself. A substance is always having present mode. Remember, the substance is made up of infinite attribute, and one of the attribute is called substancehood attribute, dravyatva gun. What's the nature of the dravyatva gun? Means a substancehood attribute means to create a mode every samay for a given substance period, no matter what that substance is. Is it the lowest of the lowest, lower form of the living being, Nigod, or the highest form of living being, Siddha Bhagwan, or any matter particles, or dharmastika, space and time? Everybody, everyone, they have this substancehood attribute, and as a result, they keep on manufacturing, producing one mode at a given time. So no substance can ever be without any mode. They always has a mode. If someone believes that soul does not have any modes, or the modes occur due to presence of alien object, then he definitely has not understood presence of Bhav Shakti. First sentence over here. If someone believes that soul does not have any modes, who believes that? Hindu philosophy, Vedant philosophy, they believe that way. You know, I was in this last weekend, I was in Austin, and some of my classmates, we got together, about 5, 6, 7 guys. We went to the Barsana Dham, beautiful place, very nice place, and we discussed the philosophy. And one guy presented Bhagavad point of view, one person presented from Vedant perspective, one person presented from Swaminarayan perspective, one guy presented from Muslim perspective, other guy presented from, yes.
How beautiful was that place?
Oh, it is very okay, now I have to give conventional point of view to you, right? No, it's I think maybe, I don't know how many acres land they have. It huge land with a little small river there and a mountain there, and they have made a great temple, Radha temple, and they also have living quarters, and they provide three meals a day and everything. So we had a nice time living there, and their living quarters were kind of adequate for sleeping and all kind of thing. Plus they're a conference room, So one guy is presenting as a Muslim, one other last guy is presenting as a Christianity perspective. They all presented, and especially from the Hindu philosophy perspective, they say soul is eternal and has no modes. Soul is eternal and has no modes. And over here, Acharya Bhagavan says, you have Bhav Shakti, as a result, you always have a mode present. And if you don't have mode, that means there is no substance, and there is non-existence of substance. If one substance is non-existence, then ultimately all the substance will become non-existent, and ultimately this universe will come to stand still, becoming zero. It has never happened since time infinite in the past. It won't happen in the time infinite in the future, because each and every substance has their own modes. So that's a take-home message, that there's a vast difference. When they don't believe in the presence of modes, they believe that soul is pure by itself. Then why do I have to worry about it? If the soul is pure, then why should I worry about anything? Over here we have been said soul is in the modal perspective, soul can be in the impure or pure state, and so our job is to purify that modal aspect and to purify the soul ultimately. So this is talking about Bhav Shakti, because it says that a Bhav Shakti means the presence of existence of a present mode. If someone asks the question that at a given time there is supposed to be a mode, and if it does not come, then what happens? Yes, I'm supposed to have a mode coming one after another, non-stop. They are coming, and maybe it missed one time. There was a virus inside, and one mode just got mixed up and did not come. What happened? To answer this question, it's been said that there is a presence of Bhav Shakti in the soul. There is presence of existence of present state Shakti, present state power. That means Bhav Shakti in a soul, due to which definitely Without any doubt, the present mode will be generated at a particular moment for sure, and Bhav Shakti makes it possible for only the mode which is supposed to be present. That's it. No question asked. So Bhav Shakti does tremendous amount of work. It creates a present mode. Once we have done all those 6 Shaktis, that means it will give us some idea what Acharya Bhagwan and Amrit Chandra Acharya, they wanted us to know about it. So very first in this section of Shaktis, as I say, this is not in this Kalash 5. But when Gurudev has said Bhav Shakti from 39 Shakti, not to confusion, that's why I also took this one. So I took opportunity to have this one. So along with you, I got my revision. And so it is a great thing happened to me also. So Bhav Shakti means presence of a given mode. That's all. That's it. Nothing more than that. Forget about the whole slide over here. Bhav Shakti, presence of a given mode. That's it. Now comes the Abhav Shakti. Abhav Shakti means non-existence of other states. When I have a present mode is over here, then there are past modes that they are not present. Future modes, they are not present. So future are absent, past are absent. Only present is. So Abhav Shakti means non-existence of a mode. What is that? Even though the substance has its own present mode, but with this power, other modes are absent at that particular given time. Let's say we take 10 modes, 10 summary, 10 modes. Number 5, I'm talking from the number 5 perspective. Number 5 perspective mode is present, which is Bhav Shakti.
Kirit uncle, this is a word that Subhash Bhai uses a lot. And for example, he'll say that in the 7th Gunasthana, Muniraj is 3 Kasai no Abhav.
No, but no, that is different though. 3 Kasai no Abhav means absence. Abhav means absent. Bhav means present. Abhav means absent. But over here, remember we said words are limited and we have to know exactly where that word is being used. On a Shakti perspective, when word Abhav comes, then it is meant different thing. When Subhash Bhai says that Muniraj is 3 Kasai Abhav, means he's talking absence of certain toxic emotions. So that's what he meant to say. But over here, absence of previous and future modes at a present time. Absence of previous. So when I'm talking 10 modes and we are talking from the 5th mode perspective, then 5th mode is present, which is Bhav Shakti. 1 to 4 are absent, 6 to 10 are absent, that is called Abhav Shakti. Means a power in which it does not allow other modes to be presented. There is no clash between modes. Nobody's competing that, hey, I'm coming, the other says, no, I'm coming, and they both end up coming. No, not like that. So there is a specific pattern is there, and it's a real, there is, in this computer, there is no virus, no nothing. Non-stop for time infinite, it keeps on occurring by their own ways and everything. There is no problem occurring there. Non-stop it occurs. So each substance, there is presence of particular power or particular Shakti, due to which, besides having present mode, there is absence of other modes, means past and future mode. 1 to 4 modes are absent. 6 to 10 modes are absent. Only 5 number mode is present. So 1 to 4, 6 to 10 are called Abhav Shakti. Because of that Abhav Shakti, those things are not expressed. 1 to 4 and 6 to 10 are not expressed. So non-existence of past and future modes is due to non-existence capacity of that modes. So past and future modes, absence in present mode is an important event. Ignorant state of the past and omniscience mode of the future is absent in the present mode of the aspirant soul. there is an aspirant soul over here who has experienced the eternal soul substance. So he has experienced, means he has a samyak darshan, he has a enlightenment, he has a right faith, he has a self-realization, he has an atma darshan. That guy, that person, that entity, he has absence of mithyatva, means wrong faith modes are absent, and at the same time omniscient modes of the future, they are also absent. Only aspirant soul's mode of samyak darshan is shining right now. A question over here.
Kirit
What do you
uncle?
have? Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So this Shakti, it's almost like it's a, a dharma or a law of nature governing a paryai. But
Mhm.
it when we say Shakti, I initially thought these Shaktis are somehow powers of the soul, somehow innate to the soul. But here we're talking about the rules that are governing Parvastu, no? Paryai? Is this?
Paryat belongs to whom? My paryat belongs to me or you? Number one. Paryat belongs to.
I'm scared to answer. I want to say it belongs to Dravya, but then on the other hand, we say Trika, we say
Trikali
that Trikari Dhruva Bhagavanatma is,
without modes.
yeah.
Okay. Remember, and it's a right question you generated. That's very good. Remember what perspective we are using. When we are using from the faith perspective, when we are using the perspective in which we want to put my attention to be focused on eternal soul substance only, as we said before, that the thief want to steal something from a given house, so he goes to the locality where the expensive houses are there, and then he's scanning all the houses, and then he selects one house. So now what did he do? The rest of the houses he is ignoring. Now he's concentrating on this house only. Then he makes attempt during daytime officially to enter the house as a worker or God knows whatever, and he scans out the whole house. Where are the bedroom? Where are the living room? Where are the possible place of hiding expensive material? Everything he scans those things out. Now, for him, now when he's coming for the actual stealing, what does he do? First thing, he concentrates, he ignores rest of the housing around, he goes to that particular house only. By going to that house, while he enters that house, nobody's there, he enters the house, then he is ignoring the kitchen, he is ignoring bathroom, he is ignoring kids' bedroom, he is ignoring living room, he is ignoring those things even though they are present. And then he goes to a place where this underground vault is there, and he just breaks open or he takes it away and whatever. So number one, he did the discrimination to isolate this present house from the other houses. So there was a gross form of discrimination he did. And then after entering the house, he made everything else secondary except the place where there was a hidden jewelry box. Similarly here, we are saying that I'm the soul. Soul is made up of a soul substance, infinite attribute and infinite modes. Each mode has an origination, each mode has a cessation, each mode has constancy, and all those things are made up of the soul. So this is the soul's pramangnan. This is the total comprehensive knowledge about the soul. So the modes do belong to the soul. Pure or impure modes, they both belong to the soul. This soul, the mode that I have, rag mode right now, Rag mode did not come from here. It is coming from me as a soul. Soul has an ownership for the rag mode. Soul has an ownership of the pure mode. Soul has an ownership of the omniscient mode. But when you are talking about subject of substantial point of view, the dravya drashtini વાત થાય છે. When we are talking substance, then at the time, even the modes and division of attributes are made secondary and said they are not present. Only eternal soul substance is present. So depends what angle you are talking. We are talking about description of the Abhav Shakti. Shakti means power, means attribute. Gurudev has said Shakti means attribute. Some other people have tried to give a different spin to this word, but Gurudev has emphatically again and again said Shakti means the attribute. So Abhav Shakti is a Abhav attribute present in the soul. And because when it's present in the soul, it makes previous modes to be absent, future mode to be absent. Only it has allowed the present mode from Bhav Shakti. Bhav Shakti has done the present mode. Abhav Shakti made past and future modes to tell them not to arise at this time. So this is the soul's property we are talking about. And out of that, ultimately, when we take the essence, we'll just take the essence will be only eternal soul substance we'll be talking about. So we'll be just ignoring all these things thereafter. But right now, we have to understand that. Does it answer your question, Chirag?
Yes, thank you.
So now question arises here, what will happen if mode comes in which it is not supposed to be present? Just like previous Shakti, that what will happen if mode doesn't come? And here, what will happen if mode which is not supposed to come present and it does come and it collides with the present mode? Then it says Abhav Shakti means non-existence of other states, power of non-existence of the other state. I did not have time to write all those things on the slide, but so I'm sorry for that. But anyway, so Abhav Shakti is the answer. It does not allow the mode which is not supposed to be present at a given time. If you're not supposed to be present, you're not present, period. That's it. I won't let you come in. Bhav Shakti makes it possible for mode which is not Abhav Shakti. This is also typo here. Abhav Shakti makes it possible for the mode which is not supposed to be present to keep it absent only. That's it. It makes that, it just says, suppress you guys. I'm going to make you all those past and future modes. I'll suppress you guys because you're not supposed to be present right now. Eternal trueness of the soul is absence of any infatuation. The mode which has taken solitude in the substance does not have any infatuation. This is due to Abhav Shakti. Now, what is Abhav Shakti is doing? When I'm in the solitude with my eternal soul substance, then infatuation, rag and dvesh modes are not supposed to come at that time. So that's what is happening. Therefore, let me remove my deluding state. That question never arises. When I'm in the eternal, when I had directed my attention to the eternal soul substance, at that time, I have no infatuation present. They are already gone from me. So now, let me take my deluding state away. Let me work on it. It doesn't arise that way. When I have the light, then there is no presence of darkness. Darkness does not need to be removed. My all aim has to be to put the lights on and darkness disappears by itself. When I have my attention focused to eternal soul substance, then deluding states disappears. Does not need to be removed. It disappears by itself. Therefore, one does not have to worry about removing wrong faith. It automatically gets removed with right faith, and it's due to Abhav Shakti. This darkness getting removed ignorance of the darkness of ignorance getting removed is because of Abhav Shakti. It makes that deluding state not to get expressed at all at that time. That's the 34th Shakti. So Bhav Shakti, Abhav Shakti. Now, Bhav, Abhav Shakti.
Kirtango, I guess a simple way, could I say that Abhav Shakti is just saying that it's only possible to experience your experience now. That's it.
That is a Bhav.
And Abhav is also saying that it's saying the same thing in a different way from the negative point of view, that you can't experience anything else other than what you're experiencing.
Yes, you are right. You are right. And at the end, we are putting the completeness of all the Shaktis to see what exactly they are doing. And yes, they are complementary to each other. That from affirmative perspective, Bhav is doing, and negation perspective, Abhav is doing.
So anything that comes up for me, like, why am I ignorant, or when will I be, all of that stuff is not even soul related. That's just mental stuff going on, because the only thing that the soul is bound to is this Shakti, right? Because these are, so the only thing it can do is experience what it's experiencing now and not experience what it's not experiencing now.
That's it.
Anything beyond that, the thinking, the worry, all of that stuff is non-soul.
You can take simple thing like when I have anger expressed, then there is no ego getting expressed. When I'm getting ego getting expressed, then there is no deceit getting expressed. So those are the way simpler thing we can take from our own perspective. The anger, deceit, ego, greed. Only one guy is present at a given time, and remaining three are absent at the time. So remaining three being absent is Abhav Shakti, and one which is present at this time, like anger, that will be a Bhav Shakti, for example. I mean, this is simply a way to explain. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the third one, which is 35th Shakti, called Bhav Abhav Shakti. Means Bhav Abhav Shakti means disappearance of the present state. Bhav is a present state. Abhav is disappearing. So the word itself gives the meaning. Bhav means existence and Abhav means disappearing. So due to this power, due to this attribute, due to this Shakti, in a given substance, the present mode will become absent in the future modes. Present mode which is there will disintegrate, and then it won't be there in the future modes. That's it, simple thing. Question, if the present mode never disintegrates, then how this new mode will be coming? Then it says, Bhav Abhav Shakti takes care of those problems. Due to presence of that Bhav Abhav Shakti, it makes it possible for present mode to disintegrate and new mode to have generation. So it is a duty of this Bhav Abhav Shakti to create the mode and at the same time to disintegrate the same mode also. Next Samay. So how is that every mode gets generated and that get disintegrated, thereafter it gets disintegrated? Because of Bhav Abhav Shakti. Now that we know it, next one is easier to understand also. Abhav Bhav Shakti means, Abhav means it is not present right now. Bhav means it will be present in the future. So it says future modes will definitely occur at its prescribed time. It's however absent at a given present time. Sixth number mode will come. But right now, that sixth number mode in the fifth Samay is Abhav, means absent. So mode number 6 has not come yet. So it is in dormancy right now. So it is not been expressed. So it is Abhav, means absence, in a fifth mode. Fifth mode, fifth Samay, only fifth mode is present. So sixth mode is in dormancy and it is having the Abhav, means non-expressible. But then when the sixth Samay comes, it will be expressed. So abhav means absent right now, bhav means it will be there in future. So again, it always makes sure that this abhav bhav shakti makes sure that things move accordingly. Now comes another thing comes bhav bhav shakti. Bhav means present, and another bhav is present, and that kind of power. What does that mean? There are two different meanings are there. We will just go one at a time. For example, mode which is supposed to be present right now, mode which is supposed to be present right now will come no matter what. Mode, first bhav shakti we said means mode is there. Second one, other modes are not there. Over here, bhav means mode which is supposed to be there will be there. So I'm supposed to get a samyak darshan mode right now, so that mode will definitely be there. That is called bhav shakti. Or other way looking at it, so mode which is supposed to take a birth at a given time will definitely be generated at present time. That is important. And you know what? In this one, there is a Krambat Paryay principle comes in the picture. Modes occurring in their sequential order. Krambat Paryay means whatever that particular mode is supposed to come right now will come no matter what. Nobody will be able to change that attitude, change thing. So people say, in general, we also have said so many times, I changed my course. I was supposed to be like this. I was obese. I had diabetes. I had a high cholesterol and all the things. And I changed my lifestyle. I made sure that my cholesterol remains normal, hemoglobin A1C remains normal, diabetes remains controlled, weight remains controlled. All those things I believe that I did. I changed all those things. I was on the war path, going downhill, but I changed all those. That's not true. According to this first bullet, whatever mode was supposed to be present at this time will come no matter what. So, was I supposed to be going downhill with my weight gain and diabetes and hypertension and high cholesterol and all kind of crazy thing happening? Well, if I'm not supposed to die, I will not die. But if I'm supposed to die, no matter what it is, I will die. So those are the things. Mode which is supposed to be taking birth at a given time will definitely be generated at that given time, no matter what.
So Kirit uncle, what I'm understanding is in Bhava Shakti, we're talking about the present mode only.
Present, and there is a generation of a present mode. But here it says mode which is supposed to be present will be coming.
So here's something more. Here we're talking about Trikar. We're talking about all the modes in the past, the present mode, and the future modes based according to Bhava Shakti are going to come exactly the way they are in the time that they're
in the predetermined time that they have.
In the predetermined time.
Sequential order, yes. Now, other way looking at this Bhava Shakti is two bhav words are there. Means existence, right? Two words are there. One existence means Trikal, eternal existence. So I have a knowledge attribute, and this knowledge attribute having the indivisibility with the soul substance, and this knowledge attribute is eternal. It is present, eternally present. And it will create its knowledge mode. The knowledge attribute will create knowledge mode. So knowledge attribute is first bhav, and second bhav is a knowledge mode. So two bhavs are there over here. That means knowledge attribute will generate only knowledge mode faith attribute will generate only faith mode, conduct attribute will generate only conduct mode, and so on and so forth. So it is specifically each substance does their own job. Each substance has an attribute, they do their own job. They don't intermingle and do somebody else's work there. So this is what it is, Bhav Shakti. And last one will be Abhav Shakti, means impure mode.
I'm sorry, Kirit, don't go. This second interpretation, if you will, that you gave, is it based on a different book or a different teacher?
No.
Like
Gurudev's
same interpretation. It has two interpretations.
Yes. Gurudev has given this interpretation, and this is the one that the knowledge attribute, which is eternal, which is one bhav, and knowledge mode is an another. Means one is a permanent existence, one is a transient existence, and both those existences are occurring, and that's why it is called Bhav Shakti. Okay, all right. We go to the next one. Abhav Shakti means over here, this mode which is not supposed, impure mode which is not supposed to take birth at a given time, definitely will not be generated at a present time. So, I have capacity to change my modes. I have capacity to change my fortune. I have capacity to chart my own course. I'm in the fool's paradise at the time, according to Samaysar. Because that particular mode is not supposed to be there, will not come, period. That's it. So that's what it is. Or the abhav means the attribute which is not present within me. Like I'm the soul substance, and this is a soul substance, and this is a matter substance. Matter has a touch, taste, smell, and color attributes. Now, those attributes are not within me. So those attributes are not within me. So I am not going to make those modes also. Means your touch, taste, smell, color type of modes will not be generated by me as a soul, because they are not present within me, and they will not be having the modes also. That's about Shakti. Or other way looking at it, when impure mode is not supposed to take birth, then it will not come no matter what. So the Abhav Shakti makes it possible that the mode which is supposed to be disintegrated does disintegrate on its own time. So those are the things said. So now we can quickly revise those things. What happened? First, Bhav Shakti, existence of present state, means present mode. Abhav Shakti, non-existence of the other state, past and future modes. Disappearance of the present state, Abhav Shakti, means present mode disintegrating in the next samay. Emergence of new state, Abhav Shakti, means emergence of a new mode. Over here is a disintegration. This is the emergence of new mode. Bhav, existence of pure state, mode which is supposed to come, does come. Abhav Shakti, non-existence of impure state, mode which is not supposed to be there, will not come. So now if we put all these 6 powers together, 6 attributes together, means it says that in the mode, always present mode is there, past modes are not expressing, future modes are not expressing, and modes do disintegrate, new modes, they do come, and all these modes, they come in sequential order, and the attribute which is not present within me, that mode will not come within me. So this gives pretty good footstep to enter into Krambat Pariyai section, which is basically telling us that modes are occurring in sequential order. So those are the things. Now these are our base things were there, because These are the things Gurudev has not talked in this chapter at all. What he has talked is Bhav Shakti number 39. And because of the previous words were there that we do not want to get confused, that's why we put all this time for that. So now let's talk about Bhav Shakti, which is 39 Shakti. What does it say? In the 39 Shakti, what does it say? One is deluding mode due to its own impure 6 causes in the mode. Now, here, Gurudev is taking example of an aspirant soul. What does aspirant soul has it? He has certain modes, he has a partial purity within and partial impurity within. So he's a mixed state. He has a partial purity, partial impurity. Now, partial impurity means there is some presence of rag, increase of attachment present at that given time. And that increase of attachment is coming from its own 6 causes. There are 6 causes like karta, karma, karan, sampradan, apadan, adhikaran. That is a Pravachan stanza number 172 or Panchastika stanza number 62. Means each mode, whether pure or impure, comes independently, number 1. And when each mode is generating, there are 6 causes are there. Karta, karma, karan, sampradana, apadan, adhikar. So the 6 causes are there. That they make this mode, they generate this mode. These 6 causes are making, they generate the mode. So now, I have a purity within me and impurity within me. So impurity section is created by impure 6 causes. And this Bhav Shakti says, I don't care about those impurities. I care for this one. Only I can continue making pure state only. So in a given mode, if we take that level, given mode to the lab and start dissecting, the 2 parts will come out in that mode. Theoretical possibility that one is an impure section, one is a pure section. Impure section is made by its own 6 causes, and the Bhav Shakti over here is it's ignoring those states, and it just works about the purity state only. So over here, purity is important, impurity is made secondary. So what happens? One is deluding mode due to its own impure 6 causes in the mode. Aspirant soul has partial purity, partial impurity. This power does not pay attention to the impure state. It makes impure mode secondary. This power mainly is for purity present within this aspirant soul. It has capacity to produce pure mode with its own 6 causes in the individual state in the soul. This 6 causes is a new chapter, and I know it is some of the name you may not have heard. If the time permits, sometimes we will just take those things. But right now, you just say there are 6 reasons for which a given mode is generated. So this Bhav Shakti means self-induced causation does not allow soul to be in the altered state. But soul does go in the altered state. This is the purity is there, partial impurity is there. So impurity is there, but that is made secondary. And Bhav Shakti makes sure that the soul remains in a purity state only. So this Bhav Shakti makes sure that this impure mode simply becomes knowing mode only, object of knowledge only. So they just totally make secondary and ignore that one. So that's a Bhav Shakti. And last one is a Kriya Shakti, which of course Gurudev has described in this stanza 5, Kalash 5. What is happening? Remember, there is a purity and there is impurity. Impurity is ignored. Now, purity is made from its own 6 causes. That's called Kriya Shakti. Impurity is ignored, Bhav Shakti. Purity is generated with its own 6 causes, that is Kriya Shakti. Infinite power of re-engineering. Eternal true nature of the soul is having this power. Due to this power, soul is capable of producing pure modes. 6 causes are in the indivisible form in the soul. So to make pure modes, these 6 causes in the form of attributes are helpful. This power deals with pure modes in the soul. For soul to be in pure state does not need any help from alien objects or influence of attachment state. For pure modes to get generated, by saying all these things, Kriya Shakti, Bhav Shakti and everything, it means this mode is generating, and that generation of the mode does not need any help from the alien objects of the universe. It does not need any help from the rag and dvesh. So if I just say, if I believe that let me have the rag and dvesh ultimately will lead me to purity state, that's a wrong assumption because of this Kriya Shakti's understanding. Purity occurs within me. I am the reason for generation of the purity or generation of the impurity. I am the reason, not alien objects, not the rag and dvesh. I am the reason. So take home messages. I am the reason doing all those things. That's a Kriya Shakti. Now, last one we'll take, it won't take a long time, this is the last slide. Supreme sovereignty means Prabhutva Shakti. This is Shakti number 7. Again, Gurudev has described this one in this stanza. Soul is infinite attribute present within its innumerable space point. Soul is an innumerable space point, and infinite attributes are residing in those innumerable space points. So you can imagine how much overcrowding is there in the soul. Small little space. For example, I mean, you guys are born and brought up here, you won't understand what happens back home. When we were growing up, we had 2 rooms, not 2 bedrooms, 2 rooms. We have 5 brothers, parents, and grandfather who had a stroke, and he was taking one section of the house because he was bedridden. So there was overcrowding in the house. So same way here, space is limited, innumerable space point, and infinite attribute. Remember, we gave the definition of infinite attribute means, number 1, souls are infinite. Number 2, the atomic particles are infinite times infinite. Number 3, the 3 times the samay, this minutest time of time unit, samay, which is infinite times infinite times infinite. Then space point of the space, they're infinite times infinite times infinite times infinite. And attributes within me is a 5th attribute, the 5th infinite. So you can imagine how many attributes are there within me in that small little innumerable space point. But each attribute is its own feature represented in every other attribute. For example, eternal existence attribute. Now, this eternal existence attribute, its own feature are represented in each and every other attribute. So, for example, soul has a knowledge attribute, and this knowledge attribute has a feature of eternal existence attribute over it, and that's why this knowledge attribute is there forever. That's why it's there forever. Forever is because of the effect of the eternal existence attribute. So each and every attribute give their own feature to the other attributes. Modes are also having this supreme sovereignty present. Means they are all independent. They are full of their own exuberance. Their own accesses are there. They don't have any dependency with alien objects of the universe. They have no dependency on rag and dvesh and everything. They are complete from within. Soul has all these infinite attributes, and their modes are complete from within. So therefore, modes are independent, just like soul, substance, and its attributes are independent. Modes do not depend on rag or any alien objects for its origination. Origination occurs because of a soul's own supreme sovereignty. So these kind of things Gurudev keeps on saying in this kind of sloks and everything to educate us from different angles. Time to time he picks up different subjects and all those things. So we end up learning especially three Shaktis, and to support those three Shaktis we also learn those whatever those six Shaktis. So out of 47 Shaktis we at least have some overview about 9 Shaktis today. And we will continue doing the same thing. Any question? I think we are already time. We have 4 minutes or 5 minutes about the time. So, any other questions? Any questions you have about this? The slok probably has nothing more to offer except for saying that the person who has achieved complete experiencing of the soul does not need any dependency on the alien, or doesn't need dependency on the conventional point of view. That was only the central theme on that slok number 5. Okay, if there is no question, then we'll do the closing. Okay. Javani ke gyan se suje lokalok, sovani mastak namo sada det hodu. Nobody namokam. 19th namokam. Namo Michai Dukram. Thank you.
Michami Dukram. Thank you. Talk to you next week.
Next week. Okay. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.